Welcome to episode 2 of Meet Me at the Chazen. I'm your host, Gianofer Fields. Do you remember our Chief of Staff, Lindsay Grinstead?
You probably have a box of stuff in some dusty, crusty closet somewhere, like we all do, right? And the museum does too, except we had like 50, 70, 100 boxes or more in the basement.
Well, we found the boxes. However, they were not as dusty and fusty as expected. Adam Hutchinson is the Facilities Manager for the Chazen. And he has keys to everything, like the inconspicuous closet right outside our office. In this episode of Meet Me at the Chazen, we will follow Archivist Jordan Craig as she brings the dark archive to light.
So we are going to investigate all the nooks and crannies of the museum where miscellaneous things might be stored. I mean, we don't know what's there. And, I guess part of what I was saying last time we talked, and how the archive is a verb. It's like the process. What makes it, not a bunch of crap in the basement, not a bunch of crap stored in closets and places. It's no, we go and see what's there. We figure out if we want to keep it. We kind of weed out the noise, do preservation work to make sure it's accessible in the future, and also do the arrangement and description work. So people can find what they're looking for, now and in the future, or they can find things that maybe they weren't looking for.
So we don't know what's in there, but we do know that at some point somebody thought this thing was worth keeping.
Yes, but it hasn't been archived yet. It's been stored, but we are going to go pull it out, and it's you could say it's like a dark archive, quote unquote. That's the term in the field. It's it's records that are only accessible to the few people who happen to have a key to that closet, and it's nobody else knows what's in there. We barely even know what's in there.
I don't know what I'm doing anytime at this process, because all of it for me is just such. The more and more I talk to you, the more and more I think about that storage space that came with my condo that I put all this stuff in, and why do I still have it in there? Because at one point it was important to me and I used it, but quite frankly, a lot of it is cassette tapes and DVDs and stuff that I now have digitally. And so it's this idea of, Lindsay said it, we all have stuff in nooks and crannies and places that at some point was important, but it's not something that, it's become a noun and not the verb. Mm-hmm. And so now we're going to re-energize it.
Yeah, I guess what we're doing is sort of taking these inactive records and making them so we can reactivate them, or people like you can use them to tell stories, or historians can ask questions. I get emails from, even today, I got an email from someone asking an archival based question. It's well, we've processed the records and we made them accessible, so I can find it out for you. That's what we're doing. We're making this stuff accessible.
So now, what are some of the tools of the trade we're going to need? What's in our toolkit before we go upstairs to this closet? What are you going to bring with you? What do we need?
Okay, I'm bringing my notebook so I can keep track of any sort of preliminary metadata. It's how much stuff do we have? And storage space actually is a pretty big concern now that I'm thinking about it. I should bring a tape measure and make sure that we have enough space down here to put these things when we bring them down. So yeah, notebook, pencil important for taking notes. Using ink in the archive is a cardinal sin. Don't do it. And for us two specifically, we're gonna need some nitrile gloves.
Why?
Because we're wearing nail polish.
But it's fabulous, and it's gel.
It is fabulous. And not only do we want to protect the fabulousness, but we also want to protect the records from getting weird colorful streaks from us, accidentally putting our fingers across paper. It does rub off. So
it's all these things. All right, so let's grab our gloves. And do we need anything else? Are we gonna? Because we don't. I mean, for all we know, Jordan, every magician's assistant from 1970 is gonna pop out of that closet when we open the door. We don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't know what's there. I mean, I'm wearing a mask partially because I'm paranoid, but also you might have a lot of dust and stuff in there. You might want to wear a mask.
Ooh. There's some upstairs. I'll grab one.
Up to you, but no, I feel like that's kind of all we need for right now.
Okay.
But if anything weird comes up, we might want to like double back.
Well, we'll just make Adam do it.
Yeah.
All right. Should we grab a pair of gloves for Adam?
If he's wearing nail polish, sure.
We'll ask him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Sorry, plastic. I hate using plastic, but I'll take you home and use you to do dishes. I don't know. And then do we need anything else? Because are we going to leave it there?
Yes, let's bring in a cart. Why not? It's noisy.
You have your keys?
Keys, yes.
Hello, Facilities Manager Adam Hutchinson. Are you ready to sound pretty?
I'm ready, I'll try.
Okay, we have one question for you that's very important. Are you wearing fingernail polish?
No.
Okay, you don't need the gloves. I'll stick them in my pocket and use them for something later.
I can get some gloves. Do I need them?
No.
Okay. Oh, all right.
We know there's a closet somewhere, and we know it has some stuff in it. Before we walk through that door, what do you know about this space?
There's two spaces that I was thinking of sharing with you, and one has a number of books, catalogs from old exhibitions, previous exhibitions, and I'm not sure how far back they date. And then the other closet space is also a mechanical space that I do not know what is present, but I think it's editorial materials.
I think it's magicians' assistants from 1970 that did the disappearing act. We're going to find them.
Let's find them. We don't have to walk very far. We're just going right to this door.
What? So I didn't need my hiking boots?
Not for the moment.
So how often do you find yourself in this situation where, since you have keys to everything, you're running across, or are there any spots in the Chazen that are unknown to you?
At this point, I think it'd be really rare if I didn't know about it. I come across places where I don't always know what's in the room or in the space, but generally I've been in every nook or cranny in the LVM or Chazen building.
Okay, Jordan, you're quiet.
I'm always quiet. Adam's so much better at this than I am.
It's a cooperative event.
We're just talking.
We're just chatting. We're just talking.
I'm like looking at everything.
So what are you seeing? What are you seeing, and what's your first impression?
So the first thing I look at is all the labels and seeing lots of art scenes. And so we probably don't care about these unless, like, if these are just copies of the art. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so remember when I told you that we had been throwing out like dozens of cubic feet of materials? A lot of this stuff, yeah. Because like these have all been digitized, and like we kind of just keep one. There is like the archival principle of like lots of copies keep stuff safe, but not like this. Because like if like, I mean, not that this would like flood or anything, but like if something happened and like someone started a fire in here or something, like they would all get destroyed, you know? So like what's the point in keeping them all together like this?
So then would it make sense to put these out and try to give them away? Because a lot of them look like at some point somebody thought it was important to collect this stuff. Mm-hmm. We still have this stuff. And to me, they look like things that are worth saving. Like I'm seeing bound books that have not been opened. Right? Like, do you see, I mean, like...
Yeah, I understand. I guess I'll ask the archivist for her opinion.
Yeah,
Those are the miniatures. We just had the workshop about the Indian miniatures, and there's a bunch of the catalogs.
mm-hmm. But we only need one. We don't need all of these.
Wait a minute, wait. Come here, wait, ma'am. Okay, this is, what we're doing is that we're looking in nooks and crannies. Now we've opened this door and there's all these catalogs, which tells me at some point somebody thought this was important. As director of the museum, when you open this, what happened? What is the studio brain when you see this?
Well, I think about every museum I've ever worked at that has boxes of catalogs we produced in various storage places. This is actually small. I mean, I'm just like, oh, this is impressive.
Just wait till we go upstairs.
Oh,
And downstairs.
and downstairs.
No, like you want to have. I mean, every once in a while, like you use old catalogs, to like recruit people or to give them for things, and you need to have like one for archives, and then you need to have some random number. But pretty much, you probably don't need 1,000.
I feel like I'm being rude because somebody has put so much energy and effort to this, and we open this door, and there's so much of it, and so then my brain goes to, how can we make this a verb again?
So I will say that the more we become aware of the physical books as being objects, right? The more we will be succinct about how many of them we think we're going to want. Because it used to be, like long time ago now, 70 years ago or whatever, you produced a catalog and it was like that was the way you pushed things out into the field. That's the way you published things, and people would look at it for scholarship, and people would acquire these books, the same books, for 30 years, right? Well, it just doesn't work that way anymore. But it doesn't mean that the physical books aren't important. It just means that you have to kind of think about, because in theory, when you do a printing project, right, like the more you do, the less cost per book, right? But really, it's like, how many do you want, actually? And because it's all sunk cost once you get them, right? And we've paid for them no matter what it is, how long they sit in storage. And because of the way scholarship works now, like, you're not necessarily, this is not current scholarship after 5-10 years anymore, right? It's maybe something that people refer to and use, but it doesn't serve the same purpose. But if you think about them as objects, then you actually decide, okay, well, how many do we want to have on hand? Because like there are things that I give to people as gifts. What do you want to have? What's a normal one that you would have in inventory so that you can sell during either exhibitions or whatever? And then like, who do you want to send it to? Colleagues? Do you want to send them to libraries? Do you want to send, right? All this. And that number is different than it used to be.
It's funny because when you talked about objects and limiting number, the minute you said objects, it's like all of them. I want all of them. So it's like really like the lens at which you look through objects, and then what's their purpose, and who. You don't ever have to sneak by when we're recording. You can make noise. It's like who am I feeding? What am I feeding? Is it a selfish thing? And in my case, I'm gonna say yes. Because I love stuff and books and things. Mm-hmm. But then you have to be unselfish in treating the materials and respecting the object and respecting the thing.
Yes.
All these pearls. Why do people keep making me be rational? Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
So, Jordan.
Inside that closet a while.
So now we've had that brief thing with Amy in this. So then now, if we've had this time to both look at it, first I'm going to talk to you, Adam, because there's more space we could fill up in here.
You're right. I don't know if we want to, though. We want to have access to the electrical panels there, and then there's a gate that actually rolls up and closes on Page Court. So that's kind of one of our security devices that we need to keep clear and try to not to have excess materials around, be able to get trades there if something would malfunction or need to be fixed.
So do you ever have to step in and be like, okay, this collection of stuff is getting out of hand, let's find a better place for it? Or is it proactive or is it reactive when you open spaces like this and you see this kind of stuff?
So this space has always looked this way since I've worked here. And I think in most mechanical spaces, we don't want to be adding materials. We want to be either taking them out or keeping it as is.
Definitely taking them out. I mean, the ideal would be to like get everything from these like nooks and crannies and have it all in a centralized location. That would just be so much easier from an access standpoint, and then it would free up the space for you too.
So then, is this kind of what you expected when you opened this up?
Kinda, yeah. Well, I was expecting like more dust and stuff, maybe. So I'm actually kind of surprised.
There's
Ooh, I
Frank
don't
Lloyd-
have this catalog.
And grab 2, because I want, well, I know the guy with the key. I'll just come back. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh my God. Yeah. Adam, there's a black thing rolled up there. Can you go grab that for me, please?
It's another banner.
It's a banner.
Gianofer loves her banners.
Yeah. We're gonna try to make garments out of. You remember Marguerite who sits by? We're gonna try to get her to style some garments we make out of some stuff.
Excellent. We need to set this one aside.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, let's take that downstairs. I want to bring like everything that's on that shelf labeled photo archives.
Should we put it on the cart?
Yes.
See anything you want? You don't have to be quiet. Okay, so Tom, because you're part of this, we just opened this closet. The first thing was, what is an archive? And now we're going to actually try to actively do something. So we opened up this closet and look at all this stuff.
Where's it from? Wait, Adam, is this the stuff that we put down in
It's still,
Mayer? Is that still there
It's all
too?
still in Mayer,
Okay.
Yep.
Oh wow, because it looked familiar, but it's other stuff.
It's all these catalogs, all these things, photographs, a banner.
Oh my gosh.
I was hoping like we'd get something pop out like like a rabbit in a hat, poof, but that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Or like a Picasso or something. Hey, oh that's right. We had this one. We were gonna put it up.
If you don't shut up, that was my retirement plan.
You know.
People just keep thwarting me at every turn. Got Amy telling me I can't keep everything. Tom giving away my secret Picasso gold nest. I mean, as a writer, Tom, when you look and you see all these books and you see all these, does it, there could be something that you actually worked on here that is now in this closet and locked away.
Yeah.
And so I'm feeling a little bit guilty because I feel like we're not honoring the work that was done to do this. As a writer, how would you feel if you saw something that you stored in the closet?
Well, what I see here is I see just print. So I'm a print journalist, and I jumped into the career as print journalism was declining and declining. So what I see is relics here. Actually, I see like, okay, it's all digital now, right? It's all online, So I'm like, we made too many copies.
Yes.
So there's like lots of extra volumes of like annual reports and this catalog and that catalog, and we just overshot our audience. So maybe there'll be an audience for some of these back issues, but maybe not. So that's what I see. And there could be some, and then this predates my time here, but yeah, there could have been, my predecessors might have some gems hidden in here somewhere. Oh, what is this?
Read it.
Okay, handwritten note. This is some old person's handwriting. I believe this chair is leaking. It's seat stuffing. Huge pile on floor tonight while I was cleaning your office. Oh my gosh, this is from custodial staff. R. Bussey, B-U-S-S-E, crew 201. Okay. So somebody was supposed to do something about this, I guess. You wanted the person to have a new chair. Incredible.
So then is this archive? I'm going to keep it.
Wait, vinyl? You have a vinyl record.
Yeah,
What
we have
is
vinyl
it?
records.
The Mincourt Trio?
Yeah, Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. I'm guessing this is in the permanent collection, but I don't.
Yeah,
know
that
what it
piece
is.
of art, too.
Yeah,
I wonder if...
it was probably recorded here. Yeah, recorded in the LV Museum of Art, 1981.
Well, all right, we'll keep digging. Thanks for stopping by, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Because I've passed by this store how many times
Right.
and didn't think about it, just thought it was whatever.
Every day.
Yeah.
I don't have the key, whatever.
No idea that this stuff was here.
And I'm so delighted.
Yeah. Ooh, we have more of these things.
More of what thing?
More of the Japanese print catalogs.
Okay, so now that we know, should we
Brought a
move on?
flashlight.
Oh, well, I don't have my phone either.
Yeah, I don't either. Because there are probably catalogs in here that I don't have. Like the Frank Lloyd Wright one. But, oh, thank you.
So Jordan, is this for you exciting or is it daunting? Are you happy to find this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Or okay.
Well, I'd be happy to get rid of it.
I guess you have to see. That's why I couldn't be an archivist, because I'd be like, well, we need 50 copies because what if 49 people come here and they want one?
Yeah, no, like I'm a minimalist in like my, normal life, and my like grandma's like, she's like, how can you be an archivist if you just want to get rid of everything? And it's like, that's the only way you can be an archivist. Like if you like look at like musty paper and like just go, oh my god, this is like so special. It's like we have tens of thousands of pieces of musty paper downstairs. Like, no, you need to be able to get rid of stuff. Figure out what's important,
And quickly.
Yes.
Okay, so should we go to the next closet?
Probably. Now that I know it's here, I think I could like come back, and if you're okay with like opening it up again
Anytime.
at some point,
Yeah.
I'll come back with a list of catalogs that we're missing. See if I can match them up. Cool.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
So that was right outside our office.
Yeah. I should probably put this easel down.
This is nuts. And from somebody who doesn't come from this tradition, like this for me is like Christmas.
Oh, it is for me too, in a way. Yeah.
Because it's now it's like
I do see this work though, but it'll be worth it. So.
I'll drive.
Where are we going?
Oh, where are we going?
Third floor, a niche between gallery 4 and 5.
Ooh. Is that one of the? Oh, I'm not even gonna say. I want to be surprised because I think I know what you're talking about. And it is a secret space because that's one of the things that people don't realize. There's all kinds of secret spaces right around you when you're in this museum.
Absolutely.
And don't go looking for them now that I said that, but there are. So your cart's over half full.
Yeah. I was expecting that, so.
I'm glad you brought the cart.
Me too.
All right, so now we're on the third floor, and it looks a little bit different because we're going through some remodeling. I just walked off. Sorry, Jordan, we just walked off and left you. It is one of the things I thought it would be. I'm not going to say because I don't want people to open it, but it's one of the things I thought it would be. Jordan, have you seen anything like this?
No. Not even in pictures. Okay.
I knew Jordan had either seen this or had not, and I thought she had not.
I have never seen this. So, wow, this is not part of a museum store inventory. This is just extras.
As far as I understand.
That's wild.
Do not remove any merchandise before recording its removal. And then there's a list here. Cabinets of curiosity.
Note 2021. These locations no longer seem 100% accurate. Okay.
So now, so just based on where's the light?
Yeah.
They're not active right now because of the construction.
Oh, that's right.
I can run and grab a flashlight if it would be helpful.
How about just your phone?
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like an archaeologist now because we got the solar light. So is this stuff for the store or is it stuff? What is this stuff for?
I think so. Oh, we have pressing innovation, so it's being added to.
So now that you know what this is stuff for the store, we would not archive this, correct? Or no, we would. We would, right?
So what we're doing with the archive for exhibition catalogs is just keeping one copy for us. Because archives usually aren't a place for published works. We're more like a repository of unique materials. And like Kohler is more like the repository for art books and things. But it's nice to have copies of our exhibition stuff. But we just need one. We don't, for our archives, we don't need any of this. So like the amount we'd keep is just dependent on needs of the museum store, or like as Amy was talking about, if they're potential gifts or something.
So then you won't be pulling anything out of this and putting it on the cart.
No. I mean, unless like I see one and I'm like, ooh, I know I haven't seen that, but I'm not. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I do see. Passion for prints. Don't have that. Don't have this. Do have that.
So you have to have an archive constantly going in your brain too, because I would have been like, let me go look at the list, because I don't know.
I was going to say, you have a catalog in your mind of
Sort of. Yeah.
all the catalogs?
Of all the exhibitions, more like, yeah, because like that's all I've been working with for the past 2.5 years now, is going through exhibition stuff since 1970. Okay, that all looks familiar. I think we're good there. I'm gonna steal one of these though.
Look at this. Insistent presence. There's a lot of insistent presence catalogs.
It's all just came, yep.
Yeah, I think this is sort of the same as the other closet.
But this is stuff that's more current, it seems.
Yes, and well, I mean, it's more like the other closet in the sense that, like, I think I need to come back here with a list. There's nothing that, like, there aren't any boxes that I'm like, oh, I need to go put this on my cart. But I think if we go to Meyer Gallery, if we can, I think I'll probably want to steal everything there. So.
Those just came off the wall when we installed the galleries, so Brett, I'm sure, just stashed them there and they haven't been picked up.
I assume they're going to be, they probably won't be reused because they're like redoing everything.
They're garbage at this point, yeah.
I might have to steal some. Like, I initially was talking to preparators, like, when I started here about, like, maybe saving object labels, because, like, we have object labels from, like, exhibitions throughout the decades, and you can, like, kind of see how the object labels have changed. Like, different fonts they use, different types of paper, and things like that, and, like, highlight our, like, accessibility initiatives and stuff. Like, there's so much you can do with these sorts of things.
Well, to be clear, to set the scene, came here for the closet, but you noticed this on the floor.
Yes. On the floor in the galleries. Garbage could potentially go in the archive.
Detritus.
Yes, that's a better word.
Ephemera.
Ephemera.
Gallery ephemera.
Yes.
This is why you have 3 brains.
But I don't, like, need to take all of them. Like, I'm just gonna grab these.
So now that you've grabbed that, will you just check in with Kate and the preparators and be like, hey, I grabbed these
like,
things?
Is this actually garbage? I'm gonna make sure. Yeah.
They've been here for over a year.
Oh, so,
They have just been sitting there.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about swiping them.
I'd say,
at least temporarily.
I'd say you're good.
Okay.
When you take them off the wall, just.
Oh, actually, I want to take the Davies collection one.
I like a decorative age. Yes.
I'd really like to go to the Meyer Gallery if possible.
Sure,
I
we
know
can
that
do that.
there's some stuff stashed there.
Do you know what's stashed there?
It's all editorial archive, as far as I know. Again, I think there were art scenes, catalogs, exhibition catalogs, and then a lot of miscellaneous things that were housed in the editorial office.
Miscellaneous. That's what we're after.
Miscellaneous ephemera.
Yes.
So I just need to call security quick and let them know I'm going to open the gate. I'm going to open the page court gate, and we're going to set off an alarm, and just wanted to give you a heads up. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, we just got to move these 2 workers.
Yeah. Although, like, I vaguely remember coming in here and seeing stuff that, like, I was like, ooh, yeah, I want that. Doing my best to look in the dark here.
Yeah, this doesn't give you much light.
Yep.
So what is this?
Looks like we have a bunch of binders of news clippings and things, which I might want to take downstairs. Yeah, probably.
This really looks like somebody like a home practice. What do you like a scrapbooker practice?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh, and we have a few scrapbooks downstairs. Have I showed them to you?
Well, I'm sure you will.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm stealing these. Again, okay, I'm taking them, not stealing them. I feel like it's probably these two boxes.
Oh, this looks like just filmed. There's slides and stuff over there too. So this looks like, I don't even know if there's a thing, like it was pre-archived. Like this looks like somebody made this with the intention of it being saved.
Yeah, it definitely does look that way. Problem is that, like, we don't have any data about these things. So, like, the only way you can find stuff is if you, like, go and, you know, rifle around through all this stuff. So it might make a good project to, like, create a sort of inventory of the type of press we have.
It is, but it's interesting too, because then what's the purpose of it? Is it to show past? Because press and how we announce things now is so different than it was then. This becomes more historical preservation and maybe more of a noun than a verb. I don't know.
Not necessarily. It's just sort of like what we do with the press that makes it the verb, you know? I don't think I have enough space on my cart for all of these, but...
So now, Adam, as someone who's working sometimes around this stuff, are you like, yes, get it out of here? Like how are you feeling about it? Because it becomes, it's like trash and treasure, or, you know, obstacle or opportunity.
I guess I work around the materials and I think of what their purpose is. And I think the three of us are talking, and one of the questions I keep asking is, what is the filter? Like you were talking about, like, your home collecting process. Jordan's talking about the collection of archival materials. And so I just keep thinking about, well, where's the filter? What are the criteria for the filter? And what determines what you keep and what you don't? And she said unique. You said things that are important and purposeful to you or meaningful in your life. So what's important and meaningful here at the museum? And I tend to think about those things as I walk through the museum, but I think about it in a more practical way of mechanical spaces, the actual, you know, physical space. Is it safe for people to be around? Is it causing a hazard to artwork? Is it causing a hazard to someone as they walk through the building, as they enter a mechanical room? Those are my filter. My filter is different than both of you as you're talking. So.
And so then what's the final filter? And I guess we'll find that out when we get this stuff downstairs and introduce our other genius, because everybody here is so bright, Andrea.
Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about. Well, our filter is essentially just like, how do these materials tell the story of the museum? And what do we want that story to be?
You've been listening to Meet Me at the Chazen. Our guest, Adam Hutchinson, is a Facilities Manager for the Chazen Museum at UW-Madison's Chazen Museum of Art. Meet Me at the Chazen is a production of the Chazen Museum of Art on the campus of UW-Madison in Madison, Wisconsin. For more information about the museum, its collections and exhibitions, visit chazen.wisc.edu. Jordan Craig is the archivist for this project. I'm your host, Gianofer Fields. Thank you for listening.
Because that's the way. Do it.